Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing an install of Sparco competition racing seats in a 2004 Subaru WRX. And being that these are the competition seats, this is going to be a side mount oriented installation. So to begin, you're going to have to prep the seat, and to do this you're going to need a 13mm wrench, a 6mm hex key, or as I'll be using a T40 Torx screwdriver, and the rest of the supplies from Sparco, which is going to be your side mount, the seat base, and the seat slider, which is optional. And you will also need a hardware kit for each of the seats that you're going to be installing. Next up, you're going to mount the side mounts onto the seat. As you can see through the holes on the side, these seat mounts are designed to allow for adjustments in your seating position depending on where you secure the seat. You may have to test fit the seat to see which slot offers the most comfort, but once you're ready, screw in the provided bolt and make sure to always use a washer. Complete this process on both sides and then you're ready to continue. Now you're going to prepare the seat base. Align the rails against the holes in the base and secure one side down. To get to the other bolt on the opposite side of the rails, you're going to have to assemble the slider by firmly pushing the handle onto the silver notches of the rail assembly. This takes a bit of force, so make sure to be careful. Once that's all finished, you're going to mount this seat base to the rails on the seat, and it should look something like this. Now we're going to move on to uninstalling the stock seats. You're going to slide it all the way back so you have access to the two 14mm bolts on the front, and then you're going to remove those. After removing the two front bolts, you slide the seat all the way forward so you have access to the rear ones. You're going to have to remove these plastic covers, and to get these off, all you have to do is pull them and they'll pop right out. So once again, you'll be using your 14mm socket to undo the rear bolts. From here, all you'll need to do is disconnect the connectors underneath the seat, and you'll be ready to pull the seat out of the car. Once you're finished removing all the bolts, you're ready to move on to the airbag connector under the seat. To remove this, you'll need a screwdriver to push on the green tab as you pull the connector out. It might be a little tough at first, but with a little patience, you'll get the connector off. With your airbag unplugged, you're going to get an airbag light in your gauge cluster. To combat this, disconnect your negative terminal on the battery and put a 2-watt 3.3 ohm resistor into the airbag connector. You can then put a piece of electrical tape around it and tuck it safely beneath the seat. Once everything's disconnected, you're ready to take the seat out of the car. Be very careful not to scratch the paint. To retain the stock seatbelt, you're going to remove the seatbelt buckle from the original seat. Once it's removed, mount it onto the Sparco seat base. You'll notice that there's a spot for you to mount it that sits in its original location. Once that's finished, you're ready to install your racing seat. Carefully place it in the car and repeat the previous steps in reverse order to secure the base into the vehicle. Once it's all set, you're ready to enjoy your racing seat.